No intelligent man wears a mustache voluntarily. You can write that down. I'm not sure it's affection for Australian or New Zealand films or not. I think it's just that there's something about wilder people that has really struck a chord. People turn into fools when they see a movie star and do weird things. I feel very privileged working with other actors. Actors tend to be the best company I know. I was christened Nigel. It set me back for years. I get very antsy and nervous if I don't know what the next job is. Whilst filming Jurassic Park, I watched a hurricane approaching the beach in Hawaii. My coworker Laura Dern and I thought we might die, but we managed to laugh about it later. It doesn't matter how popular an actor you are, nobody will remember you forever. If it looks like fun, and it looks like quality, then I'll do it. I don't feel compelled to work or not to work. If you're making films in New Zealand, you can't avoid the landscape. It's certainly more handsome than I am. I don't have a chateau in France. There's no private airplane or yacht. I met the most extraordinary people all over the Pacific, but especially the people in Vanuatu who, in a material sense, are the poorest people I've ever come across. They own nothing, but in a well-being sense, they are easily the wealthiest people that I've come across. I'm conscious that there's only a limited amount that I'll get done before I get shuffled into retirement, but I certainly have no desire to retire. We always have to remind ourselves of how fragile life on this planet is and what responsibilities we have. I don't think I ever felt an outsider when I had a stutter. If you're making a horror film, it's very important that you have lots of quiet, suspensey, don't know what's happening stuff before you get the big fright. As much as possible, I try to encourage people to use stuntmen because that is really their job. I can tell you where I was when Kennedy was shot, which was in the common room at school. I heard about it on the old valve radio. At the time of Armstrong's landing, I was at university rehearsing a play. I enjoy some physical stuff, but if I had a choice between playing a scene where it's raining, it's terribly cold, I'm wet and I'm being drowned, and playing a scene with dinosaur eggs in a laboratory, I'd probably take the latter. It's warmer and generally more comfortable. I go by the role pretty much. And I think the only genre I haven't gotten to do, but I'd love to, is a Western, but no one has ever asked me to do that. Unfortunately, they are very few and far between these days, but that is one type of film I'd love to do. I'm not big on champagne, but I'd take along a bottle of Cristal to pop for when the boat comes to the rescue. I've worked all my life to shed myself of any character. When I started in films, it never really occurred to me that I could make a career out of acting. I can never really remember what I look like. I'm just sort of neutral. I don't think I'm sort of, hideous. I think you need brains to do any Shakespeare with any authority. I could do Shakespeare, but not with any authority. I hate to say it, but there seems to have been some sort of dumbing down as far as movies go. Dexter, I'm very fond of. I got addicted to that. If you want to learn about America, watch The Wire. It's a profound piece of entertainment. I understand acting and I understand actors. I don't really understand the world of celebrity. That's just bizarre. Those sorts of elements I'm at sea with. Try and fit in a New Zealand playground with an Armagh accent, it doesn't work. When I left university, I was working for a documentary film company for 6 or 7 years, to the great relief of my father, whose greatest waking fear was that I would become an actor. Every actor wants more offers, but I get enough and I do like to be busy. It took me 30 years, but I finally bought myself the Patek Philippe watch I'd always wanted. It's ridiculous how much I love it. I always want to be as good in the part as I possibly can, but I make no pretensions of being the greatest actor in the world. I'm serviceable. I'm durable. I get the job done. I certainly don't want to die playing a round of golf. And I don't want to die like Elvis. That's all they remember about him, the most beautiful man on the planet. Do you know, I'm not as much of a moviegoer as I should be, and I do end up, because I'm traveling so much, I end up seeing movies on airplanes, which is the worst possible way to see a movie. I have taken a bit, when I find the time, to the odd television binge. Because television has improved so much, it's worth binging. I wasn't outgoing at all as a child. I think I'm pretty benign, really, mostly. I like Taika Waititi a lot. I thought Boy was a really wonderful film, had great resonance. Very sad, but also very funny. I thought What We Do in the Shadows, the vampire film, was fantastic. It makes the day considerably more enjoyable when you're working with people you think are good, and it makes your job easier, too. It was just as well I found acting because I had no aptitude for anything else. I think so much of your energy when you're growing up is about becoming independent of your parents. And the older you get, the more you realize you're actually so much part and parcel of the same kind of material.